By the example of he was introduced the self-respect by example of he was introduced the concept self-respect marriage, which is in Tamil Suyamariyadai or Sirtirtham Tirmanam, which can be conducted by without the priest and the traditional rituals. Simply consisted of couples exchange the garlands in the presence of Dravidian elders. He was not only fight for the caste discrimination, he also given the support for women liberations and eradication of the superstitious for upliftment of our society. In this program, we can pay the huge respect to his thoughts and ideology, which is continue to inspire our generation. If somebody will come and ask me the question, what is the perfect man? I will say that perfect man is one who always think about the humanity. By this definition, Periyar is a perfect man. This celebration is not just a commemoration of Periyar contribution, but a reaffirmation of our collective commitment to the values he stood for. In this moment, we are having the two important guests, especially Mr. Kiran Kumar sir. Sir is our national president of AIOBCSA. He is actively involved in the spreading of Bahujan ideology throughout the country by various events of our association. I welcome you, sir. And another guest is Dr. G.K. Dinesh. He is a former General Secretary of PAPSA and currently working as Assistant Professor in Chennai-based institution. And he is a strong follower of he is a strong follower of Periyar and Ambedkar, and he is in a good intellectual in terms of spreading the ideology of the Bahujan through his various activities. Sir, I welcome you for this function, sir. And also we have our BAPSA president, Ms. Anusa. In this occasion, she is a very instrumental in making the event possible and successful. I welcome her to this function. I also welcome all the participants who are joined in online in this great evening for Remember Periyar. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being part of this celebration. Once again, I welcome to the celebration for the Periyar. Valga Periyar, Valga Samugunidhi. Thank you.
Thank you, Arvind. I even extend a very warm welcome to you. And I also welcome all the faculty members who are present here. It is a well-known fact that what we listen, we can forget easily, but what we see stays a bit longer. In order to accomplish this, we organized a video which shows the visionary of Periyar. I'd like to request Arvind to take lead and project the video.
Have you ever pondered over the question, who really was Periyar, and what mark did he leave on the pages of history? Today, we delve into the intriguing journey of a man who was more than just a leader. He was a social activist, a thinker, and a reformer. Our story begins in the late 19th century. Born as Erode Venkatappa Ramasamy in 1879 in the Erode district of Tamil Nadu, India, he later came to be known by the name Periyar. This name, meaning the elder one or the wise one, was a nod to his wisdom and leadership. In the early years of his life, Periyar witnessed firsthand the social inequalities and caste discrimination that plagued Indian society. This experience was to shape his future, setting him on the path to fight against these social evils. In 1921, Periyar joined the Indian National Congress, the leading political force in the fight for Indian independence. However, he soon became disillusioned with the party's lack of commitment to social reform. His disillusionment led to his departure from the party in 1925, marking a significant turning point in his life. Following his departure from the Congress, Periyar devoted himself to the eradication of social inequality and caste discrimination. In 1925, he founded the Self-Respect movement, aiming to achieve social equality by promoting self-respect among the lower castes. In the mid-20th century, Periyar's influence further grew with the establishment of the Dravidar Kazhagam party. This party championed the cause of the Dravidian races, advocating for an independent Dravidian nation, free from the domination of the northern Indian Aryan races. Periyar's advocacy for social equality extended beyond caste and ethnicity. He was also a staunch advocate for women's rights, often stating that the liberation of women was crucial for the progress of society. Periyar's life journey ended in 1973, but his legacy continues to resonate in the hearts of millions. His teachings and philosophy, emphasizing rational thinking, social equality, and self-respect, still hold relevance in the contemporary world. In summary, the life of Periyar was a testament to his unwavering commitment to social reform. From his early experiences of social injustice to his relentless fight against caste discrimination, from his disillusionment with the Indian National Congress to his founding of the Self-Respect Movement and the Dravidar Kazhagam Party, Periyar's journey was one of courage and conviction. His legacy, encapsulated in his teachings and philosophy, continues to inspire and guide the pursuit of social justice and equality to this day. Indeed, Periyar was more than just a leader. He was a beacon of change and an icon of social reform.
Thank you, Arvind, for short but effective video. Let's start the actual session now. Before listening to the speakers, may I now request Shri Valli, Treasurer of BAPSA, to introduce our distinguished guest to all the audience present here.
Thank you, Anusha ma'am. I take this privilege to introduce and welcome our first speaker for today's session, Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd, who is currently extending his services as the President of All India OBC Students Association. Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd is currently now working on network governance with research focused on politics, public policy and governance. Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd is also serving as President of CPPS, Center for Politics and Policy Studies. He holds few degrees like Masters in Arts, Master of Philosophy, Postgraduate Diploma in Human Rights, Postgraduate Diploma in Governance, and many other. I take this opportunity to extend the gratitude of agriculture students to Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd and their association, All India OBC Students Association, for their successful efforts in bringing 27% OBC reservation in ICR PG and PhD examination. Your association's efforts in this are highly appreciable and forever remembered by the agricultural student fraternity. With this note, I welcome Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd to throw light on the contemporary clamor for reservation and caste census, a path toward social justice. So please lead us forward, sir.
Yeah, thank you, BAPSA ICAR and also AOBCSA Agricultural Universities Unit for giving this opportunity. I hope I'm audible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you're
Yeah.
audible.
So, first of all, for everyone who joined here, we need to celebrate today because it's a great occasion today. Tantai Periyar's birth anniversary, and it's 146th birth anniversary of Periyar. We all know that I just wanted to concentrate little bit on contribution of Periyar and what is the contemporary issue that is related to caste census and how subsequently we can actually fight with the data for reservations and social welfare programs implementation in the country. So Periyar, why Periyar is very important for this contemporary India, maybe we can say even the world, contemporary world, his ideas and thoughts are not confined to Tamil Nadu, but and also not confined to India, but it's worldwide. His ideas were actually recognized, especially in the domain of social justice and equal opportunities for women rights. So I just wanted to bring the kind of movement he led and what are we need to learn from his movement. If you just start with Vaikam Satyagraha, because recently in University of Hyderabad we conducted Satyagraha for caste census, and we derive our inspiration from not so much from Salt Satyagraha started by Gandhi, but we derive inspiration from Vaikam Satyagraha and Mahad Satyagraha.
Hello.
Both are successful satyagrahas and led against the caste discrimination. Mahad in Maharashtra and Vaikam in Kerala.
Something.
Both satyagrahas are very much inspiration, and we are taking this inspiration, take it forward to the caste census movement. In Vaikam Satyagraha especially, Periyar was actually jailed for the highest number of days than any other Satyagrahi of Vaikam. He was, in fact, twice he was arrested and taken to the jail. but still he did not leave that movement. He continued the movement, and Vaikam Satyagraha was successful, and Dalits and OBCs were actually entered into Vaikam temple. And we can see the social justice movement is started. Maybe the social justice party or the Dravidian movement is started in Tamil Nadu are very significant because we can now see the Dravidian model of development. Tamil Nadu, if you can see Tamil Nadu model of development is one of the epitome model of development in the different areas. So maybe if you can connect it with SDGs, all SDGs, if you can see, most of the SDGs, Tamil Nadu is performing in top 1, 2, 3. That is a kind of model. It's a very inclusive model, I can say. It is also a very diversified model. And this model emerged with the principles laid by Tantai Periyar way back in 1900 and 1950s. And the kind of social justice movement he led, I think no other social reformer, except maybe Ambedkar, par with Ambedkar, he led the social reform, and also the social justice concept is very, I can say, it's a kind of extreme way of concept of social justice, where for social justice, Periyar is ready to do anything. It may be reservation issue, or it may be the anti-Hindi movement that was led in Tamil Nadu. Imposition of Hindi in Tamil Nadu was actually, in fact, opposed by Periyar. We all realize the importance because, especially South Indian states, we actually read one language extra, whereas North Indian states they are not learning any of the other than Hindi language. So in fact, we are actually having 6 subjects where others are having 5 subjects. That is the way. That's why Periyar thought all these things. We can learn. We are not opposing the Hindi language, but imposition of Hindi is very much problematic, and also reservation issue. Why Tamil Nadu is having 50% reservation for OBCs and MBCs, so 30% for OBCs and 20% for MBCs. MBCs are EBCs. Maybe you can see extremely backward classes of Bihar kind of thing. Or even MBCs, they are getting. So I mean to say 50% reservations. They kept the Reservation Act in ninth schedule of Indian Constitution. All these things are because of Periyar. And both sides, if you can see on ruling side and opposition side, both sides, major parties actually follow Periyar's principles and Periyar's concepts of social justice and the model of economic model, we can say. And the writings, so many writings of Periyar are still inspiring youth, not only from Tamil Nadu but across the country. And I can say that personally, we organized since 10 years in University of Hyderabad Periyar's birth anniversary, and recently now also we organized it. It's not simple celebration, but it's a day we actually take his legacies and take his movement forward for the future generation. We can only any state or any society will develop only when there is an inclusive development of all castes in that particular state. And now coming to the caste census, why caste census? Why it is very important now? Why do we need information, data for policy making and policy implementation? And what are why the anti-caste census forces, especially the right-wing forces, are actually opposing caste census? Even now, though RSS come up with a paper statement that saying that caste census for social welfare is good, but politically it is wrong. But I don't know what is this caste census, why politically it's wrong. When the right-wing forces are using religion as an instrument for politics, but these caste census will actually give a positive kind of data of non-representation of different castes in different domains, so that they can be accommodated and developed. And it's not only a development for few, but the development of all is very important with this data. And the data, why the data is very important, and what are the counter arguments? Let's come to the first counter arguments of against the caste census. Some say that caste census actually divide Hindus religion, and it will create more divisions within the communities, which is absolutely wrong, because the Hindu society, Hindu religion is already divided. We already have four Varnas, and we have Atisudra concept. We have already have Manu Smriti, which actually categorically divide the society based on purity and impurity concepts. And it's nothing wrong that information related to how the information related to non-representation of different caste in education and social, in health, in economic domain and political domain will actually impact the religion. I still can't understand it, but this argument is the baseless argument, and we have to oppose this argument. And second argument against the caste census is, let the state do this kind of caste census. But it's up to the states actually to do the caste census at the state level. But it's also wrong, because caste census is in the union list. It's an ardent duty of the state union government to actually conduct the census, and it's only what we are asking is it's only the third column related to OBCs and upper caste. We also need this information. And the third counter argument is, let us only calculate the OBCs, enumerate OBCs and leave upper caste. It is also a wrong argument. What we are demanding is a comprehensive caste census which includes all castes, all privileged caste and the non-privileged caste. We are actually demanding a comprehensive study of different castes. Let the different castes come up so that the information will be in the public domain, and we can concentrate on anomalies and whatever the differences that are there. Look at the Bihar's caste census data. You can see actually OBC data is actually increased from the 52% to 62%. That is 10% increase, whereas upper caste population is actually coming down. And even SC population there is an increase in SC population. That's the reason they have provided increased reservations for SCs and OBCs, but these courts actually struck down. Patna High Court has struck down the reservation policy, but in spite of having data, in spite of having commission, that courts actually struck down. Our question is, where is the report, where is the commission, where is the committee for the implementation of 10% reservations for EWS? So it's what we are actually asking is very much rational. That is what Periyar actually emphasized, that rational thinking. What we are emphasizing is on the truth that is socio-economic data of and political, socio-economic, political data related to various castes. That is also they are against this truth. And what we are actually proposing based on this data is the policy implemented. It's not only a reservation increase in the reservation but various social welfare schemes. Actually, we can effectively design social welfare scheme, target communities who are actually backward, and formulate policies and implement policies based on this data. That is what who are actually afraid of this data is they mostly from upper caste, Brahminical mindset, and from the right-wing forces. We all should be, especially OBCs, because SC/ST data is already available. OBC data is not available. Let the data come out. Even the wealth distribution, this data will be helpful in the wealth distribution, especially the land. Many of these communities are not having land. The land must be distributed for these communities based on the data. Let the data come out. Let the truth come out. Let the government think in a rational way. We are not saying that we are we want to suppress certain communities. No, what we are actually saying is data is very important for the empowerment of these communities, especially OBCs, SCs, and STs. And the kind of movement were leading by taking the inspiration of Pule, Ambedkar, Periyar is very much important. The line of thought, the line of the ideological basis for this movement is actually led by this community, they were led by our great social reformers. We should not deviate from this line of thought. The anti-caste movements should not deviate, because if you deviate and take any kind of violent, anti-constitutional, anti-democratic way of protest or way of expressing of thought, will actually take the advantage by the upper caste Manavadis to actually suppress our movement. So what we are actually emphasizing is let us take the inspiration, the line of thought led by Ambedkar, Pule, and Periyar, and then that is the only way of fighting back against these communities, because they are successful in their struggle. So reservation, coming to the reservation, later when population, according to Articles 15.4 and 16.4, those who are social and educationally backward communities must actually get the reservations. And it's 15% to SC reservation. There may be increase in SC population. They must also increase the reservation. ST population is 7.5. If there is an increase in ST reservation, they must increase the reservations. Whereas 52%, that is 1931 data, according to the 1931 data, 52% population are actually getting only 27% reservation, which is against the social justice concept. Whatever the socially, educationally backward communities data is there, that proportionate number of reservation, that percentage number should be implemented for OBCs also. But whereas 10% reservation, show me the data. What is this 10% community? Who are the 10% population? What is the exact number you have on this? Which committee, which commission actually gave that report to provide the 10% reservation? We really don't know. All of a sudden, one day in Lok Sabha, one day in Rajya Sabha, and next day President gave assent for EWS reservation. Though we opposed EWS reservation in Supreme Court on behalf of All India OBC Students Association, no other organization actually filed against EWS reservation. Now, many of the student organizations and especially OBC students and SC students are realizing the danger that is actually there with the EWS implementation of EWS reservation. I can say on record that EWS reservation is in fact a black mark on the social justice, and it's a fraud on constitution. We actually re-emphasized it because it's against the constitutional principle. Though Honorable Supreme Court upheld the EWS reservation, we have our own concerns with the EWS reservation. And if you wanted to give EWS reservation, give based on the data, based on the commission, based on the committee reports, so that you rationally prove it that these communities actually require the reservation, then we will agree. And you are snatching our own rights, our own reservations, our own seats, and giving it to this affluent communities, which is against the principle of social justice and equality and the broader constitutional principles. So is it like, can I speak for another 1-2 minutes or?
Sir, please continue.
Yes, sir, please. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I request, especially, I really appreciate scientists, agricultural scientists, young scientists. You were seen recent data how the 1,500, I think, scientists are actually recruited in a lateral entry mode, and they did not follow the reservation, SC, ST, OBC. That is again a fraud on constitution. We already mentioned it. Before that, before 3 days, we got the information related to lateral entry into IAS, IPS, IAM in civil services. We opposed it, and we have taken it to the many of the MPs who are fighting against this reservation policy, this lateral entry policy, and the government has come down and provided it. And look at our own minister, who is now part of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. He himself is from OBC community, but he is unable to understand the irregularities that are actually followed by this so-called institutions by stopping the rights of SC, ST, OBC young scientists, and by providing a backdoor entry for upper caste scientists to come into these institutions and make these institutions as agraharas. We have to break this institution agraharas, and we have to make these institutions, so break in the sense not physically break these institutions, but the rules whatever they favoring favoring anti-social justice, anti-constitutional way of entry of scientists into these institutions. We have to break these rules and strictly implement the reservation policy in the scientists. On behalf of All India OBC Students Association, we have filed so many RTAs. Our first activism start with that RTA. We filed it on UGC, with UGC, that how many professors are there in central universities. They gave a reply that there are only 9 OBC professors in across 45 central universities. That is a big slap on our faces. It's really a big slap. 52% reserved candidates, 52% population candidates, but we have just 27%. In that also we have not having professors and even associate professors. Recent IIT data, so you can see which are actually on IIT Bhubaneswar, you see IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, whatever you say, IITs or IIMs or NITs, they are not following these reservations, not following rosters, not keeping these rosters in public domain. So you can see so many kind of injustice that are happening. Remember, the social justice wave is coming. As you all know that the Game of Thrones being the winter is coming slow title, you might be knowing like that the big day, the wave of social justice is going to start, and in this wave the anti-social justice forces will actually flown out of the system, and the social justice will be ensured in these institutions. Till that time, our forces, especially social justice forces and All India OBC Students Association, along with BAPSA along with Ambedkar Pule organizations, Ambedkar organizations like BAPSA, like that of in IIT, APPESC, or the Reservation Club in JNU, or the DMK's students wing organizations. All these forces will unite together, keep pressure on the next the government which is actually coming. If this government is not concentrating on these social justice issues, you will face a big blow in the coming elections. Democratically, we will show our strength, and the coming governments will actually ensure. If coming governments also not ensuring the reservation policy and social justice policies, then they already faced the problem. I don't think that now the opposition parties will be in the situation state where they will neglect the social justice policies. We are requesting this, and we are in fact demanding this government to implement social justice policies and ensure that 27% reservations, for 15% reservation for SC and 7.5 reservation for STs must be implemented in toto in these institutions. There should not be any backdoor policies. Ensure the constitution is our guiding book. Ensure this book. Otherwise, we will take the inspiration from the Periyar. We will take inspiration from the Ambedkar. We will take inspiration from the Pule, Savitribai Pule, our social reformers, and we will lead in a democratic way, and we will show our strength. What is our strength politically? We will actually ensure that these policies will be implemented, and these policies and these institutions will be made as equal as possible for all communities, all at all level, at student level, at faculty level, at non-teaching level. These institutions will be made just and equal institutions, and with the and caste census data, we will build this society as much as just and as equal as possible, and that is actually a kind of society that Pule, Ambedkar, Periyar actually wanted to see. And this is not only for our generation, for the future generations together. We have to build this nation and provide the opportunities, equal opportunities to all our communities, so that everyone live happily in this country. With this note, I thank organizers for giving this opportunity to express our thoughts to students, research scholars, and also to some of the faculty members. If there are any questions and any concerns, I will take it after our next speaker. Thank you so much. Jai Bhim, Jai Pule, Jai Periyar, Jai Savitri.
Thank you, Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd, sir. Thank you for the insights you have given in making us understand the movement of Periyar and caste census, and the insights that you have given to use caste census in such a way to build a socially equal nation and also help the people in a rational way. Thank you so much for this, sir. And we also thank you for your cooperation in adjusting with the last minute changes, sir. With this, I welcome the second speaker of our today's session, Dr. G.K. Dinesh, sir, who's currently working as assistant professor. Dr. Dinesh has completed his undergraduation in agriculture from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. During his master's in environmental science from TNAU, he has received several honors. One such is Best Thesis Award for his master's thesis. Later, during his doctoral degree in IRI, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi, he has become an active member of BAPSA IRI and supported the association in all the possible ways he can. He even served as General Secretary of BAPSA. Even till date, in all the programs that BAPSA is conducting, Dr. G.K. Dinesh is actively participating and helping BAPSA in that regard. Dr. G.K. Dinesh is also extending his services as writer and editor of books for CRC Press, Nova Science, and Bentham Science Publication. Being a researcher, he is having an experience of more than 6 years in research and education and extension. With this note, we welcome the man who has the futuristic vision to connect the science with society to deliver his talk on the Periyar Doctrine, the revolutionary thoughts that sparkled the social awakening. So, please carry this forward, sir.
Thank you, Srivali. Hope my audio is clear and video is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Shall I continue?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you,
Please.
thank you all. So, good evening all, and Jai Bhim and Jai Periyar and Jai Secularism. And today I'm going to give a talk on 3 subtopics. And first will be on the general introduction and the struggles by Thandai Periyar. And next part will be on the Periyar views on feminism and women. And third part will be on the correlation between Thandai Periyar and Baba Saheb Ambedkar views. So I will be discussing these 3 subtopics. Hope I will try to complete within the stipulated time, that is 25 minutes. And I would like to start my talk with Gramsci, the philosopher, and who usually classify the people into 2 types. So that intellectuals may be traditional intellectuals and organic intellectuals. So traditional intellectuals usually don't have anything to change themselves. Like they used to stick on the thing and they will be focusing on the same things. We can take example of Gandhi. So whatever he thought and whatever he have the ideology from the beginning, till his death, he is having the same kind of ideology, and there is no much change in his ideology. But in terms of Periyar, he is an organic intellectual. Why? Because he have the thoughts according to the timelines. Like he may have some thoughts in 1920s, but at the time of death, he may have another thought, completely reverse thought in the by the course of time. So we call Ambedkar and Periyar, even Nehru, as organic intellectuals. So let's go into the introduction on the struggles of Tandai Periyar. He was born in Erode district of Tamil Nadu, and he was born in a business family in 17th September 1879. So today is the 146th birth anniversary of Tandai Periyar, and he was born to Venkata Nayakar and Chinnathayammai as a second son, and the Nayakar is a community name, and in Erode and adjacent districts, it was one of a popular community and having the land, like they will be like a landlords, and they will be doing some business. And at the time of birth itself, Tandai Periyar's father was having so much of land, and he was owner of crore. And at the age of 12, he used to join in his father's shop, and in 1898 he married Nagamai at the age of 13. So during those times, he was a child, he was a boy, little boy, and he used to not to go to the school, and he had school education around 2.5 to 3 years only. Then later on, he come to the shop for his supporting to the father. And at the age of 25, he used to roam in the Kasi, that is Banaras, as a sannyasi. That travel has changed the Periyar into anti-Brahmanist movement. So he got the thing like we used to call Banaras as a holy city, and the travel which he had in the Banaras was he felt like there is no holy city and there is no holy thing in any way. So he came to Tamil Nadu back, and he started owning his father's shop. So his father also becoming old, and he handed over the shop to his one thing like EV Ramasamy Nayakar Mandi, and his father was died in 1911. And during that time, he was the chairperson of Devasthanam committee, and he also served as a 12. He also served for 12 years as a honorary magistrate, and he is also elected chairperson of Erode Municipal from 1907 to 1999. 1919 for nearly about 12 years. And during that time, he was having nearly 29 positions. And by the time of 1919, he resigned all those 29 positions and joined in Congress. So within 4 years, like 1923, he became the president of Tamil Nadu Congress, and in 1924 also he served as a president of Tamil Nadu Congress, and in 1925 he served as a secretary of Tamil Nadu Congress. So during the time when he was serving as a president and secretary, he got inspired with the Gandhian movement, and he got inspired with the Gandhian thought. So during that time, he used to promote the Khadi products, like handloom products, and he also supported the prohibition of toddy. So during those time, even having 5 coconut trees is a kind of wealthy thing. So he cut down about 500 coconut trees in support of Gandhian movement, like toddy prohibition. And there is an incident happened in Tamil Nadu. It is a Charan Madhavi Gurukulam. That Charan Madhavi Gurukulam was run by Congress, and in that Gurukulam, the people who got food were served separately. Like the forward community people sit in separate side, and another Dalits and the other OBC people used to sit and eat in the separate side. So this thing got fire, and Periyar got ignited because of this thing, because of this disparity. So he left the Congress by 1925. And another thing, he was insisting Congress to bring the communal GO. So he was thinking to bring the communal GO when he was in the Congress in 1925 itself. So just now Kiran Kumar sir was saying about all those communal reservation and all. So just like nearly 100 years ago itself, Tandai Periyar having the thought to provide the communal reservation. So see the progressiveness and see the foresighting thing of Tandai Periyar. So later on he left the Congress and he joined, he created a self-respect movement in 1925, and in 1921 he joined with the Justice Party. We call it as Needhi Kachi. So during that time, he insisted twice to bring the communal GO. By the time of Mr. Subrahim, he was the chief minister of Madras Presidency, and he implemented with the efforts from Muttaya. So during 1928, this thing happening. So for the first time in India, communal representation in the name of communal GO was introduced in 1928 because of the major insisting and major ignition from the Tandai Periyar. This is happening for the first time in the India. So this only become the major forerunning thing for this current reservation system. So by 1938, he became the president of Justice Party, that is Needhi Kachi, but he was in the prison during that time. So even though he was in the prison, the people and the supporters of Tandai Periyar gave the title of president of Justice Party. And during those times, he used to run lot of journals and magazines. He used to run Kudiyarasu, Dravidian magazine, Pagutarivu. Pagutarivu means rationalism, then Revolt, then Purachi, then Vidudalai. So these are the magazines, newspapers and journals run by Periyar simultaneously from 1925 to 1937. So he used to write lot of things in those newspapers and journals. By 1937, the Congress won the election, and Dr. Rajagopalachari, and he was become the chief minister of Madras Presidency. He popularly called as Rajaji. So by 1938, he made Hindi as a compulsory subject. So Periyar got ignited, and he started calling for the protest, and lot of agitation movements were happening. And this thing brought the South and North conflict, and also the Aryan and Dravidian conflict. So he was against the Devadasi movement, and he was also against the denial of education to the Harijans. So he was continuously against the Congress those times during the Rajaji. Even though he was having the grudge and fight with the Congress and the ideology of Rajaji, he used to maintain the friendship with the Rajaji. So that's how he used to bring some smaller things, get it done. So we need to learn from Tandai Periyar. So these are the tactics which he have followed. And in 1944, he started Dravidar Kalagam, which is popularly called as DK, Dravidar Kalagam. And during that time, Anna, he is the one of the disciple of Tandai Periyar, and he was the former CM of Tamil Nadu. So he left Dravidar Kalagam and started Dravidar Munneta Kalagam, that is DMK, which is the current ruling party of Tamil Nadu, in 1949. So why Anna Thurai? That Anna was left the DMK means there is a popular misconception that Anna having the grudge with Periyar, and he also told that Periyar married Nagamai for the second time in 1947. Due to that, Annadurai got some misunderstanding with Periyar. So he left Dravidar Kalagam and he started DMK. But even though he left the Dravidar Kalagam and left the Tandai Periyar, but Annadurai is having the same ideology of Tandai Periyar. He used to fight against the social evils, casteism, orthodox and superstition and Hindi imposition. And for the first time in 1951, this communal reservation was came into implement by amending the Indian Constitution for the first time. So Article 29 was amended, and which says making any special provision for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes of the citizen, or for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. So for the first time in Indian history, and for the first time in Indian Constitution, this amendment was happened in 1951. All these things happened because of the Tandai Periyar, and this amendment only gave the reservation to OBC's reservation. So this is the thing happened, and this amendment also provides the base for a reservation of SC and ST. So by the time of 1952, Rajaji again he became the CM of Madras Presidency. He used to promote the parentage profession. So if I born to a particular community, I may have some job as a profession, like caste related jobs. So for the morning time, students may come to school and educate themselves, and in afternoon time they need to work in their parentage profession. So this reform was implemented by Rajaji, and this thing got ignited again by Tandai Periyar, and he criticized so much that he again the Rajaji is bringing down the caste system into the education, and so that Rajaji got resigned from his position in 1954. And Tandai Periyar later on he started erasing the Hindi letters, like anti-Hindi agitation in 1952, 1953 and 1954. And he also broke the ideals of Ganesha during the Ganesha Chaturthi. And when Kamraj, he is the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, when he became the Chief Minister, Tandai Periyar used to say that our state is in the safer hands. So he supported Kamraj very much. And by 1957, he was planned to burn some parts of Constitution and our national flag to show their agitation and show their against thing, but it got cancelled. But due to the plan itself, during that time the government arrested Tandai Periyar and put him in the jail. And in 1954, he attended 2500th birth anniversary of Lord Buddha in Burma. And by 1938, he started a woman movement, that is a woman conference in Madras. And during that time only, one Dalit woman called Meenambal and others gave the title Tandai Periyar. So he also have the self-respect conference, and he conducted conferences in 1929 and 1930. And during those conferences, he brought the agenda like women rights to divorce. So whenever woman is not satisfied with their family life, they should have the right to divorce. He only brought it to the limelight for the first time in the women conference, and he resigned that 29 position in 1919 till his death on 1973. He used to not have any post. He didn't hold any post, and he always against the power, and he is always against the position. Then only he usually says that then only I can able to question the rulers. Then only he can able to question the powers. So till the death, he used to have the fight against the power, and he used to have the fight against tyranny. And he was imprisoned for 10 times for various events like Hindi imposition, temple entry protests, then having the caste names in the hotels, like that. And at the age of 93, he attended nearly 249 speeches. And at the age of 94, he attended 229 speeches. So this is a marvelous thing. He used to talk in public events continuously. And his last speech was especially for the eradication of Brahminism and Sanatana Dharma. And he died by 24th December of 1973. And he have some high criterias to evaluate a thing. Like if some policy is coming, some person is saying to Tandai Periyar, he used to question these 5 questions. So the first question is it fair and just to all concerned? Whether it will be useful for all the community, whether it will be useful for all the people or not. This is the first thing he used to question and evaluate the things. And the second one is, does it stand for reason? Whether it have any rationalism, whether it have any secular thoughts, whether it have the proper reason, and whether it will be beneficial to the people. And third one is it tuned with natural inclinations of men and women, whether it is equal to men and women or not. So that is the third thing. And fourth thing is, if not, is it necessary to adopt for the welfare of human progress or long term basis. So this is the main thing, because whatever the thoughts he proclaimed and he used to spread, used to sustain for prolonged years. By the time of 1920 itself, he used to promote the contraception methods. Still, government is trying to achieve the contraception, but still government cannot able to achieve the contraception in North Indian states. But nearly about 105 years ago itself, he used to canvass the people to have the contraceptions. And the fifth one is, will the thing promote the human endeavor? So what are the things which government or someone is providing means, whether it can improve the progress of the society and human endeavors means, that is the best thing, so we can implement, like that he used to ask. So Periyar was a humanist, and he don't have any particular emotional attachment to any language or race or faith or religion or caste, or no unquestioning commitment to any political philosophy. So he judged and evaluated everything on the basis of usefulness, functional efficiency, and equity. So we also need to be act like Periyar by questioning everything, and we also need to be act like Tandai Periyar and his disciples. So this is the first part of my talk, introductory about Tandai Periyar, and next will be on the women and feminism. Hope I have 10 more minutes. So these things I have referred from a book called Why Were Women Enslaved? In Tamil, Penniyan Adimiyanal. This book was written in 1942, which is written about 82 years ago. So by this time, it is the 83rd year. So the first thing he used to discuss was virginity and chastity. So he always used to ask, why this virginity and chastity is only for the women? Why not for the men? So he wants to treat both men and women equally in all terms. And the second things he used to ask was even Tirukural, which used to be promoted by our Narendra Modi ji in many of the meetings. But the thing whether he is following those things or not, we don't know. So in Tirukural itself, we have the thoughts of chastity and virginity. So we need to think the thing like Tirukural was written nearly about 1500 years ago, and during those times, the virginity and the chastity may be the important thing. But Tandai Periyar used to say that we need to change according to our times and update ourselves. So otherwise, those ideologies and philosophies will be outdated. And the third thing he used to discuss is love. So the love can happen many times, he used to say. And he also used to say love is not a divine thing or divine force, and it is not from our God. So love cannot be completely 100% pure. It can be adulterated also, like that he used to say. And love is changeable, and it can also happen many number of times. So next thing he used to talk was freedom from marriage. And this thought is actually very kind of interconnected with women. So whenever there is a marriage, there is disadvantage for women. So whenever some marriage is happening, women used to give dowry, and later on, if some daughter or some son is born, then they used to ask where they will be sustaining. So then after that, again marriage is going to happen for the babies. So completely from the birth of babies till the marriage of them, woman only handling those things. So this will be making the woman to suffer a lot. So he used to say that there is no divinity, and woman can have the right to divorce the men at any time. And he also used to say whether marriage is really benefiting the woman or not, but men is benefiting a lot from the marriage, and he is also saying that woman is not for only for the men, and woman is having certain life for themselves to live. And the next thing he used to discuss is widow remarriage. So the marriage is for the happiness of men and women, not only for the men. So this is the thought he used to convey from that widow remarriage chapter. And the next one is prostitution. So he talked about prostitution nearly about 80 years ago, and he always used to say that why it is only for the woman and not for the men. And we recently witnessed that there is a growing and rising of rape culture in India. And I was in a discussion with some of my progressive brothers, and we discussed a lot of things about rape, how we can able to reduce it and all. So during that time, one of my junior gave one thought, like India is a sex scarcity nation. So we always used to talk less about sex, but in our temples we used to depict the very intimacy and sexual figures in the temple idols. But our people will have the less talk about the sex openly. So this thing got need to be changed. Then only the people will change themselves, especially the men. So we also need to talk about how we should not deal with women, and we also teach about men to handle the women. So these things need to be changed to reduce the rape culture. And he also Nandi Periyar also advocates for the promotion of prostitution during those times as well. So, and also he used to discuss about the wealth right of women. So during those times, women are not having the right to hold any wealth. So she is not having any property. So she used to not have any jewelry kind of thing or even money. So these things got changed by Baba Saheb Ambedkar by amending the Hindu Act, Hindu Code Bill. So Tandai Periyar always used to say economic freedom is more important for the woman to sustain themselves, and women are not slaves to men always, and women should have the ancestral wealth rights and ancestral resources right to men, woman. And the next chapter used to discuss was contraception. Just think, about 80 years ago itself he was talking about the contraception only because of the struggles faced by women. So he was promoting the contraception methods during that time itself. And he always used to say we should abolish the patriarchy, and the society is for the happiness of women and men as well. So this is the end of my second part. And the third part is about the relationship between Baba Saheb Ambedkar and in 1942 there was a conference happened. In that, Muthurangan he left from Congress and he joined with Tandai Periyar, and Periyar was focusing more on the non-Brahmin benefits, and because of Harijans only, and he was able to give the benefits of like he was having the agitation to bring the benefits of Brahmins to transfer to the Harijans. So Ambedkar was mainly focused on the long-term political power and legal power. And in simple terms, we can say that Ambedkar was focusing on the solutions with judiciary power. But Tandai Periyar was focused on more on societal change and social changes. And we always used to call Tandai Periyar as a reformer and Baba Saheb Ambedkar as a revolutionist. There is a difference between reformer and revolutionist. Reformer means the person who changes the practices or philosophy which are already prone in our society. He used to change a little change, and he used to continue the same philosophy. But Baba Saheb is having the we used to call him as a revolutionist. So as a revolutionist, he used to change the whole thing in reverse manner. So we call it as utopian philosophy. So this is the key difference between Tandai Periyar and Baba Saheb Ambedkar. And as like Ambedkar, Periyar didn't organize his own writings or speeches till almost 99% we can able to get our Baba Saheb speeches, writings by the collections of Baba Saheb Ambedkar writings and speeches, which was released by our Union government after his death by 1990. And but we cannot able to have the whole speeches and whole writings of Tandai Periyar till now. We have some collections like Periyar Kalajiyam. In that we have around 30 volumes of writings and speeches. But still we could not able to have the complete thing. And this is about the talk today. And thank you. I would like to convey my thanks to Tandai Periyar and Baba Saheb and all other progressive leaders. Because of them only, I can able to talk today, and I can able to educate myself in some state level institution and also some national level institutions and working in a great institution. And I would like to thank BAPSA and All India OBC Students Association and President my beloved junior Hanusha and AIOBCSA Kiran Kumar and former President Dr. Manu and Jitendra Raja and other office bearers of BAPSA and All India OBC Students Association and my brother Mr. Aravind Rajan. And I would like to thank my mother who just now had a surgery in hospital in Tamil Nadu, and she supported me so much well. Actually, I need to support her during this critical time, but she supported me that yeah, I can take care of myself. You just go and give the talk and come back like that. She told. So I'd like to thank my mother as well. Thank you all. Thank you for joining and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Dinesh, sir, for taking us through the life of Periyar and refreshing our minds with the ideologies of Tandai Periyar and introducing the courage of Periyar, which led to the social transformation. It helped us to act like Periyar to fight against caste and gender inequalities. And special thanks to your mother to give courage to you to lead this session. Now I hand over the session to Anusha ma'am.
Thank you very much, Srivalli, for the brief introduction of the speakers, and thank you for accepting our request. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish her on her birthday a very happy birthday to you, dear. And now
Thank
may I
you.
request Dr. Tikam Singh sir to address the gatherings.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. First of all, my tribute to Periyar sir. So, my tribute, and I'm very happy to see that you people are, celebrating such birthday. So I'm very much, happy to be part of this celebration because most of the things our previous speakers, Kiran and Dinesh, has given a lot of insight about Periyar's work and his, biography. But I, learned when I study Periyar, it gives us to cultivate ourselves in a scientific way. Scientific mindset, Periyar, Ambedkar, whatever our, stalwarts are there, they all, but very unfortunately in our society, a lot of still, such, what we can say, this unscientific manners things are going on. But while I reading all those, because just 2 years back, I read the Periyar's book, and but I know many his slogans written in your Tamil Nadu state, and in social media also, lot of their messages are floating. So they all are very very scientific. So I love those. And I am also happy that I have seen earlier only we having Babsa, but this time we having All India OBC Student Association. So such type of association should be there, and I urge that we are also trying last 10-15 days regarding government is blocking this reservation which we are getting, and we are due to that reservation and policies which Baba Sahib has made the rights in our constitution. We are here and we are talking, having such meeting. So those things they are blocking. Through lateral entry, you all know, and even in ICR also the lateral entry, senior scientist, principal scientist, and even RMP post also they have not such type of reservation. That's why our people's, our representation in those higher posts are not there. Last 10-15 days, we as a faculty and scientific community, we are discussing and searching. There are also some OBC organization. Initially, this process has initiated some our fellow colleagues of OBC at IRI. They called a meeting, but later on they left. Our people, SC, ST people, they are carry over. So I also see this is not reservation is not they are limiting in services. They are also very fellowships they are giving. In that also they don't have any reservation. So hardly our people are coming. So as your organization, you should also give representation and ask them to have such type of provisions for our SC, ST and OBC communities. So those things I want to share, and once again I thank all of you for giving me this opportunity, and again throwing light on the Periyars and Baba Sahib's they are having so much insight. You always love to listen. So this is all about from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. And we are also working on that, as you mentioned, from BABSA and AIOBC Student Association through. So thank you so much for your support, and thank you for being here, sir. Now we have reached the final part of the program. I'd like to request a former president of BABSA, Dr. Manu SM, sir, to convey the vote of thanks and the concluding remark.
So my voice is audible, so it is a great privilege and honor to propose a vote of thanks in this great evening of the revolutionary birth anniversary Tande Periyar, who revolutionized the Dravidian movement, and the rationality he put forth in the country. It is still relevant to the social justice and equity, whatever we are moving forward. So we have a very fantastic session today. We have wonderful speaker, Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd today has spoken. It is an outstanding and inspiring. He has given the insights on the contemporary issue of the reservation and the caste census, which is essentially required to see our people as in the mainstream of the society. So in this regard, Dr. Gowd has given a wonderful talk. In behalf of the organizers, I wish to convey my heartfelt gratitude to him for accepting our invitation on behalf of our BAPSA and also All India OBC Student Association. And we have one more speaker who is a vivid reader actually, and in fact is supporting us in all the way with this intellectual talk or intellectual idea, and put forth our Bahujan movement in IRA. And in 2018, he was the co-founder of BAPSA and renamed as BAPSA. Earlier, BAPSA was established in 1990s, and in IRA in 2018, we reframed into the BAPSA. The GK Dinesh contribution to the our BAPSA is outstanding. So in the country, at least it is recognized that this association in the agricultural stream is emerging from the New Delhi-based institution. So we are very much thankful to Dr. Dinesh, who has talk on the Periyar's birth to the legacy he left. So I on behalf of the organizer, I thank Dr. GK Dinesh on behalf of all of us. And we have our own principal scientist in the IRI New Delhi, Dr. Tikam Singh, who is my teacher and the division of agronomy, who always instrumental and supporting us in all the activities of BAPSA. I really thankful to Dr. Tikam Singh for this gracing this occasion. And also the main pillar of this program to be conducted is the one is Ms. Anusha BS, President of BAPSA. First time in the history of BAPSA, woman has become a president. It is a very honor for our community. Like women has come forward to become one of the leading organization, especially with respect to agriculture stream. BAPSA talk of the town in the agriculture stream. So I sincerely thank Anusha BS for conducting this program in a nice way. And also another important thing is one more organization is revolutionizing the OBC movement, and this is All India OBC Student Association. This is in the country in the last years. They are on the forefront of the major student wings or student organization in the country, especially under the leadership of Mr. Kiran Kumar Gowd. We have to conduct this program. The agriculture chapter is led by Mr. Arvindarajan STM. He is a national secretary in the All India OBC Student Association. I thank for organizing this Periyar Jayanti in the online mode. And I also would like to thank all the participants who are keenly listen to our speaker. Who are one speaker is in field and giving the leadership to the Bahujan movement. Another is in the academia and giving the input of intellectual level in terms of publishing and other thing. And I would say this vibration must continue to cater our own Bahujan on this stream. So the major problem which I would like to share, the representation is the key motto of the constitution. So the snatching of the constitutional rights, especially representation or a reservation in agriculture system, especially the OBC, SC, ST, they are the real tiller of the country. Means to say they are feeding the country in all respect. So to snatch away their rights to be in the research or education field, it is directly attacking their progress. directly attacking their willingness to contribute to this sector. So in this way, the major problem also existing in this agriculture stream, especially education and research. I would like to say the SIUs are better than this the unified system of the agriculture DARE, where our union government runs through ICR. So the due representation are missing. So hopefully we will fight back with support of ideology of Periyar, Ambedkar, Phule, and we will fight back with the support of all the organization, especially the BAPSA, other and All India OBC Student Association, other progressive association of JNU and other South Indian student organization. Sir, we will definitely provide you backup to the scientific community, especially the lateral entry and other issues are currently going on. Sir, student strength are very much essential to fight in on-field. So we, in that way, I would like to thank once again for joining this the great occasion. And the BAPSA and the All India OBC together will bring the legacy, continue the legacy of Periyar in a vibrant way to spreading the ideology of Periyar in the days to come. That's it. So thank you so much.